Hey guys, Rob here. I do know my name. Just here to do a very hard word problem with you that is going to involve inequalities. So I'm going to put my floaties on and dive into the deep end. Here we go. A taxi company charges $1.75 for the first quarter mile and 30 cents for each additional quarter mile. What is the greatest whole number of miles you can travel and pay less than 15? For the sake of trying not to have my computer glitch, I have already highlighted the pertinent information. We got $1.75 for the first quarter mile and 30 cents for each additional quarter mile. The word and, although small, is often forgotten about, but it's important. And the question at the end should always be underlined, which is what is the greatest number of whole miles you can travel, and emphasis on paying less than 15 bucks. So what are we trying to find? Well, the question's always at the end. So I'm going to find the number of miles traveled. I get that right from the underlining there. So I think I might be in the mood for typing today. Let's see how this works. So a lot of times it helps when you're doing a word problem to treat it like you are involved in a very short play. So what are we doing? We're standing on the side of the road, putting our thumb out. Oh, that would be hitchhiking, right? What do you do for, you don't even put your hand out for taxis. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to just get my Uber. Oh, he's almost here. Okay. We don't even call them taxis anymore. Maybe there are some taxis left. So he comes over, and all this stuff is in the disclaimer on my phone that I probably didn't read when I went to go purchase this. So I get in the car, and I've gone a quarter mile. What have I paid? I paid $1.75. And then I paid 30 cents. I often don't write that first zero for each additional quarter mile. So if I go another quarter mile, it's 30 cents. Another one after that, it's another 30 cents. It's multiple 30 cents. That's a good way to say it, which is why we're multiplying. This each is multiplying by the number of what? By the number of quarter miles. And I have to pay less than $15. So did you catch anything while I was talking there? $1.75 for the first quarter mile and 30 cents for each additional quarter mile. This X is not actually whole miles. It's number of, I'm going to go back. This is what you do in life. Sometimes you got to go back and redo stuff. Number of quarter miles traveled, which wasn't what they asked me for, but we'll just take care of that later. Sometimes you have to learn, let's just take care of this problem now, and we'll take care of this other problem later. So I have this, and then I am going to ask myself, I'm trying to save Princess X, who's got to go first. There is no simplifying that can be done, so I can go straight to my opposites and get rid of this $1.75. Once I take that off, I can figure out how many additional quarter miles I have gone. So I'm taking off of both sides. Keep it nice and balanced. Remember, adding or subtracting a negative does not make me flip out. So I'm just going to leave that less than sign. So that's 0. I'm going to, oops, I still got my underline on. I'm going to cross that off with my marker in a second. So I'm left with the 30 cents times X. I don't have to write the time sign. No need to flip out, so keep it less. $15, take away a buck is $14. Take away another 75 cents because I'm going to do distributed property is $13.25. $13.25. Okay. I'm going to go slashing my stuff now. I'm not done. I never said I was done. I'm going to slash that. And now who's bothering X? The 30 cents is, if I can do the opposite of times, which is divide. by the coefficient, which is 30 cents. You can see how many of these will fit into my $13.25. Now, let's not forget, we are dividing by a positive. Dividing by a positive also does nothing to change the inequality. That will divide off. I will put this in the calculator, and I will get a decimal. Does it end? I don't remember. It doesn't end. That 7 isn't really there. Remember that. The calculator has to end, so the calculator rounds. And you're never going to round unless I ask you to, which in this example I am asking you to. I want to know the greatest number of whole miles that I can travel and pay less than $15. So, what should I do? You know, I'm going to be super exact. I think I'm going to leave that there. Is this the answer? No, these are quarter miles. These are quarter miles. So this always makes my brain hurt. So I got to think about this. Quarter miles. How many quarter miles does it take to get a whole mile? It takes 4 of them. So if I have 4 quarter miles, I have 1 whole mile. So it takes more of the quarter miles to make you know what? No, I got to make a table or something. This would be a lot easier if I make a table. So I got quarter miles and whole miles. If I have 1 quarter mile, it's 1/4 of the whole miles. Or you could think of it as 4 quarter miles and 1 whole. They are the same thing. So let's look at this work here. You probably don't want to deal with the fraction. So let's look at this. How do you go from 4 to 1? You're multiplying by 1/4 or dividing by 4. So if I take my quarter miles that are here, remember I have lots of those. I want to know how many whole miles I have. Oh, I almost went too fast again. I better label this. Those are quarter miles. They're not just quarter miles. I don't know if you remember. They're additional quarter miles. I never said it was going to be easy, okay? Never said that. These are additional quarter miles because I already went 1. So I have approximately 45. Plus the 1 from the beginning brings me to 45.16 repeating quarter miles. I'm going to go over here if you're okay with that. 45.16 repeating. Now remember, to go from the quarters to the wholes, I'm going to divide by 4, and I learned that from my table. It made it very clear to me when I put it in the table. So if I divide this by 4, and I'm going to put a +1 in my calculator from the last thing I did. Now I'm going to do divide by 4, and it'll take my answer and divide by 4, and I get like 11 and stuff. 11.29. And remember, I have to pay less. So I need something less than 11.29. So the number of whole miles that I can go are 11. Okay? I didn't do that super smooth. And that's just how life is sometimes. It's not going to go smooth. I started with number of miles traveled because that's what my teacher taught me. She said, the question's at the end. And it is. But I had to work out some other details while I was going there. So I actually did quarter miles. I found them. Then I remembered I already paid a different amount for the first mile. So then I added the first mile back in. I got 45 and stuff. Divide that by 4 to get my whole miles, which have to be less than 11.29 and stuff. So it's 11. The answer for this question is 11. And the other ones on this paper aren't that easy either, but I think they're probably easier than this one. Okay, we will do more in class. Ask for help. Don't forget to highlight the important information, underline the final question, write your let statement. Translate what you've read into an inequality or an equation, and show all your work. Okay, see you when I see you.